I have some good news. I quit my job.
Huh?
I've decided to become a comic book artist. I can't waste time at a regular job when I'm meant to create a masterpiece. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to draw illustrations every day.
Huh? Are you joking?
I'm serious. I want to create a masterpiece like Batman.
Well, I know you love comics, but have you ever drawn before?
I used to draw comic strips for the class newspaper in elementary school, and it was a big hit. Plus, I always got A's in art until high school. I can't let this talent go to waste.
Wait, you've never really drawn a full-fledged comic book, have you? I've never even seen you draw. And even if you start, you'll probably give up after a few days. Drawing every day is impossible, right?
You don't understand anything, Addison. I've always drawn. I've always drawn on the wide, empty canvas that is my heart. Can't you see it? My beautiful work.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, it's no wonder. You're not the type to appreciate art. And most of all, you don't have the right face. It's not classy. You look like a dried up otter.
Isn't an otter cute? I don't know what happens to them when they dry up. I like otters a lot.
You really have no sense of aesthetics. You're not beautiful. You have a dry face as well as a dry heart. Poor thing, all dried out.
You're right. I do have dry skin, but the conversation is getting way off track. I don't mind you drawing cartoons, but you don't have to quit your job.
I have a great artistic sense, but I'm not good at multitasking.
Well, yes. Yesterday, you were so engrossed in watching a cartoon while eating dinner that you spilled the soup all over the table.
Addison, that's not a very beautiful analogy. I think this is the limit of your sense. Anyway, I want to put all my talent into comic books.
I'm thinking, no, don't just go off and make such an important decision. Even if you really have talent and can draw great comics, that doesn't mean you're going to get paid right away.
It's a sign of a mediocre person that you only think about money. As a genius, I don't have the time to worry about such things.
Even a genius has to eat, right? Let's talk about it when we get home today, okay?
What's the point of talking about it now? I've already submitted my resignation.
What? You want to end with that? I mean, what letter of resignation? Are you serious? You're a full-time employee, so if you want to quit, you shouldn't submit a resignation letter, but a request for retirement. It's super embarrassing.
You're really meticulous, Addison. I don't care about that stuff. I'm never going back to work again anyway.
No, it's not normal to suddenly quit a company on the spot.
When I said I wasn't coming in tomorrow, he said, "Don't come back."
They didn't try to stop you? What? What was your position at the company?
I don't know. I haven't been there that long.
Huh? You went to work every morning, right?
On days when I feel like it, I would sleep in a park. Yeah, like, work is super boring.
I had no idea, but I'm surprised you didn't get fired for that. To be honest, I'm a bit shocked.
If you're as beautiful as I am, that alone is worth something. There's no way they would fire me, right? Well, maybe a disappointing girl like you needs to work hard, but...
Hey, I'm going to ask you again. Did you really quit your job? You're not kidding, right?
You're so persistent. You don't understand much, do you? It's really a pity. I'm the one who married you, so I'd like you to at least improve yourself a little. You might be interviewed or something as the wife of a genius comic book artist in the future. Would you please study a little more so that you won't embarrass me? I want you to understand what I want without having to tell you.
That's impossible. What are you going to do now that you have quit your job? Are you thinking about your future?
I'm going to be a big comic book artist. I'm going to have a series in a book or magazine, and it'll be an animated series. And it'll be a big hit. Children all over the world will read my work and have hope.
Isn't the comic world really tough? You're 28 years old now, aren't you? You're not taking your future seriously. You say you're a cartoonist, but you've only ever drawn in your head, right? Doesn't that mean you've never created any artwork?
No. Even if it's only in your heart, it's still a great creative activity. It's easy to copy a cartoon that's already finished in your head into a manuscript. You're a realist, but I'm a dreamer. Addison, you're in charge of reality, and I'm in charge of dreams, so I'll draw the comics. Perfect division of labor, don't you think?
Wait a minute. So you're saying that you won't work? Just draw comic books?
Don't worry. Drawing comic books will become my job in time. If I'm good enough, I could win a Pulitzer Prize in a year or two.
Is the Pulitzer Prize for comic books? I don't know, but are you serious? If you're serious about pursuing your dream, I'd like to support you. But I'm worried that it seems a little haphazard. If you're serious, shouldn't you be thinking more seriously about money and your future?
At any rate, with your income, we don't have to worry about making a living. I didn't put any money into the house to begin with. Nothing will change.
That's true, but then you won't have any money to spend.
So, until I make my debut, I'll need some spending money every month. Addison, you said you save $500 every month, right? When I get famous, you won't need to save any money, so give that money to me as my allowance.
No. If you're gonna quit your job, I'm even more worried. So we need to save money. What if something happens to me and I can't work?
You have life insurance.
Don't say stuff that brings bad luck.
I'm the beneficiary, don't worry.
I mean, what if we have kids or something? If it's just the two of us, it might not matter yet. But if we have kids, you can't be a dreamer.
How many decades are we talking about? We're still young. We don't need kids for now. Are you in a hurry, Addison? You're already over 30, aren't you? If you can't have a baby, we can ask someone else. There are plenty of girls who would want to have my child. After all, I'm going to be a big hit comic book artist.
Don't even say that as a joke.
Anyway, I'm going to be a cartoonist. You work hard. Oh, don't expect me to do housework just because I'm home. I can't. Go withdraw $18,000.
Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden? What's wrong?
I'm buying a computer. Comics are digital nowadays. You didn't think I was going to draw with a pen on manuscript paper, did you?
If it's a computer, we have one, right? I don't use it much, so feel free to use it.
A computer like that is no good. It's no good at all. It's too slow. My masterpiece will be ruined if I use that computer.
No. Ours is only about a year old. And it's a pretty good one. It cost about $3,000 because I built it up with specs to make it last as long as possible.
Addison, you act like you know what you're talking about, but you're just an amateur. It's just not good enough. That's why you need to withdraw $18,000.
$18,000 is too much.
So shut up, amateur. I'm buying a full-spec Mac Pro. It's gotta be a high-performance PC for creators.
No. That's for creators, like video and music production, right? You draw comic books, right? You're not making movies, are you?
Are you saying that cartoonists are not creators? It's a creative job, so they are creators, right?
I'm just saying that there are different kinds of creators.
Are you trying to stop me from making comics? Are you trying to shatter my dreams? You're going to curse me for setting sail with the dream? Hopefully, high wave, you will become a hurricane.
What's that? I don't understand. Anyway, 18,000 is a lot of money. Even a layman can understand that.
It's not expensive. It's not expensive at all. I'm the one who wants it. Aren't you getting cocky lately? You said you wanted to marry me, so I married you. You with the otter face. You live by the water, and I pulled you up on land and made you human, didn't I? Oh, that sounds like a great line from a comic book. That line is mine, so don't take it.
I'm not taking it.
Anyway, if you have a problem with it, I'm divorcing you.
Don't say that. I was surprised when you suddenly said you'd become a cartoonist. But I'm being supportive.
What do you mean by supportive? Were you going to cheer me on? I don't need that. What I need is an environment that satisfies me, and money. That's all you can do for me.
Don't say that. It makes me sad. I love you, so I've put up with whatever you've said to me. But when you say things like that, it really makes me want to cry.
The point is, you don't want to break up with me, right? Then shut up and go withdraw $18,000. Also, I want to concentrate on my comic books, so rent a separate apartment. I don't care if it's a one-room apartment. With your money, of course. I can't concentrate on my comic books if you're around.
Okay, I'll buy a computer, but I can't afford a separate apartment. I won't be around during the day, okay?
I can concentrate better at night. I hear that many famous cartoonists are night owls.
If that's the case, I'll clear out the room we're using as a storage space and make it into a workroom for you. Wouldn't that be nice?
You want me to stay in the storage room? That's impossible. I said a studio is fine, so get it ready. With your income, can't you afford it?
We're just using it as a storage room right now, but it's a proper room. It's 100 square feet in size and has air conditioning.
So, no thank you. Just rent an apartment. There's no way a genius cartoonist would be crammed into a room like that. He wouldn't be able to draw to his full potential. It's a loss for the whole world.
You can't just rent an apartment suddenly. It takes months to sign a contract and move in if it's a proper apartment. And it's not just the rent. The initial cost is quite high. Utilities will also increase, so it's pretty hard.
My dreams are at stake, and you say you can't even afford that? If that's the case, I'm divorcing you. It's like you don't understand me at all. I'll ask for alimony too. It's your fault.
I won't divorce you. Don't come out and say it just like that.
Then rent a room. If it's going to take a while to move in, hurry up and get the paperwork done. Go to the real estate agency on your way home today and sign the contract. And it should be a studio, but no more than a 5-minute walk from the bus stop. If you can't do that, I'm divorcing you. Can't I move into the apartment yet? I can't concentrate at all. If I don't become a comic book artist, it's because you're too slow.
Right. I think you'd better find an apartment as soon as possible. I'll have you out by the end of the month.
Huh? What are you talking about? You said you signed a contract.
I'm not going to do it. Why would I sign a contract for a new house for you and your lover you're having an affair with?
What do you mean affair? Have you lost your mind? Are you confusing fantasy with reality?
Do you think I don't know anything? I've been looking into it ever since the day you said you were quitting your job. How suspicious can you be? You suddenly said you were going to be a cartoonist. Did you really think I'd believe you? Well, it was a very convincing performance. I was in the drama club in high school.
Addison, what's up? It's me. It's Theo. I'd never cheat on you, would I? What are you mistaken about?
I wish I was mistaken. I have plenty of evidence. But you were so brazen, quitting your job and spending all your daytime with her, and you were spending the money you got for the computer on her? Unbelievable.
Where's the proof? Did you hire a detective?
What a waste of time.
There's no way you could find any evidence, because I didn't do it. You can't collect evidence that isn't there. It's like a trick out of a detective comic book.
The detective was useless, so I gathered the evidence myself.
And there's no way an amateur could do that. You're just bluffing.
You're right. I didn't find any evidence in a normal investigation. I didn't expect her to be the young girl who lives in the same apartment building as us. It's disgusting, messing with a college girl. The security at our apartment building is so tight, it's impossible for anyone from the outside to get in. No wonder there's no way to find anything, even if there's a detective outside.
There's no way. I don't know anything about it.
You still think you can get away with that? It's not gonna work.
You're lying about having proof, aren't you? Of course you don't have any.
That's right. You met at her place so you wouldn't leave any evidence. Apparently, both parents work and come home late.
You're saying you even snooped around her house to gather evidence? That's a crime. Evidence gathered illegally is invalid in court.
If I did that, I'd be out. But the ones who gathered the evidence were her parents.
What are you talking about? That's impossible. How did you know who they were? There's no way you could find out where they live. You're full of nonsense.
Oh, that's a good place to start. To put it simply, it's her fault. We're neighbors, and I knew some of the families there. And about a year ago, she came to a building association meeting on behalf of her parents. She was promoting her Instagram. I wasn't really interested, but she said she was eager to get more followers, so I just followed her.
What does that prove?
One day, I was casually looking at Instagram and saw a picture of the watch I bought for you. I checked, and it turns out it's our neighbor's daughter.
It just so happens to be the same watch. I can't believe you'd suspect me of cheating on you just because of that. Do you know what you're saying is funny?
Do you know what you are saying is also funny? You wanted it for yourself and you forgot about it? That's a rare item, limited to 50 pieces worldwide. Only one came to America, so it's definitely your watch.
You're lying. Is that how you found out?
That's not all. I checked her Instagram in detail, and there were all sorts of things on there. This is probably what they call dropping hints, I guess. When you're in a secret relationship, like an affair, you tend to want to make these kinds of hints without being too explicit. Well, in her case, maybe she was trying to declare war on me. It seems like you were completely unaware and carefree. It's a pity that you got caught because of her.
What the hell did she do?
So, I talked to her parents. By the way, her dad is a great lawyer. Be prepared. I've decided to hire him for our divorce and to sue for alimony too.
No, wait a minute. This is all a misunderstanding. I just wanted to support her dream. She dreams of being a pianist, but her father wouldn't let her go to music school, so she said she needed the money. It was for her dream, so forgive me.
That's all a lie. That young lady just failed the entrance exam for a regular music school and went to a regular college. And then, she started hanging out with some bad friends in college, and she was short on allowance, so she wanted some money. She confessed everything.
What? That's a lie, right? She said she wanted to leave home to pursue her dreams. She doesn't have bad friends. She's not that kind of girl. She's a good, pure girl working hard for her dream.
Okay, so that's what your apartment is for. It's so stupid, it makes me cry. Maybe you were just trying to live with her while you were living off me. But you were just using me. But still, you've become pathetic. You've been trying to show off how popular you are, and now you're paying off a college girl to go out with you? Well, I guess it's understandable. You may think you're hot, but you're becoming an old man. I don't know if it's a result of your poor health or your heredity, but you're balding before you're 30.
What? I'm still good looking. That's right. It's not too late. You don't want to divorce me, do you?
What are you talking about? I'm divorcing you, and of course, I'm going to ask for alimony.
Don't say that. You still love me, don't you? I feel the same way.
You're really grossing me out. I've already packed your bags, so get the hell out of my house. Also, apart from the alimony, I'm going to charge you for the money you cheated me out of by lying to me about your dreams.
No, I didn't lie about being a cartoonist, but I did want to support her dream. So it's not a lie.
Then why don't you support her? With the money you've earned. Also, don't ever contact me again because I'm really sick of you. If you cause me any more mental anguish, my alimony bill will go up and up. You better get out of here. Then, please talk it over with your lawyer. I firmly demanded alimony and the money he cheated me out of. As for the other kid, I was unsure what to do about her because her parents are acquaintances. But her father offered to pay a substantial amount of compensation. Currently, Theo is working part-time jobs to make ends meet and to pay the alimony. The young lady he was with has also been disowned and has had to quit college. I think they both understood well that if you cheat people, you will be punished. On the other hand, thanks to Theo being gone, I have a lot of leeway in my life. I am very happy to live a free life, both mentally and financially. I would like to enjoy my single life to the fullest for a while.
Long time no see, Olivia. This weekend marks the 3rd anniversary of our divorce. Why don't we have dinner together if you want? Huh? Have you finally lost your mind? What? What's with the cold reaction? It's been a while since you heard from me, and it's a dinner invitation. Why aren't you excited about it? Who would have dinner with your ex-husband? And a divorce anniversary? Are you making fun of me? My own sister stealing my husband was the worst day of my life. You have to be kidding me if you call it an anniversary. Don't get mad at me. It's just a little joke of my own. It's been a while since I've heard from you, so I was just relaxing the tension. What? I apologize for saying strange things like our anniversary, but I really want to see you again just once. I believe you enjoy yakitori. I know a great place. Why don't we meet there for the first time in 3 years? No, thanks. Well then, excuse me. What? Wait a minute. You can't just turn me down like that. In case you're wondering, I'm your brother-in-law. What a dreadful attitude you have toward your beloved family. I've never considered you family, and I've cut ties with everyone, including my sister Camilla and my parents, who gave your marriage their blessing. So don't you ever mess with me again. Bye. Well, wait. Please, just listen to me. If you don't like it, we won't have dinner. Please, please. I need to ask you a favor, so please bear with me. A favor? You haven't visited your parents' house once since you split up with them, have you? Your parents haven't told you about Camilla's illness, have they? Huh? Camilla's illness? Does she have some kind of serious illness? That's right. she actually has a blood-related disease. Could it be leukemia? Something like that. And for Camilla to be completely healed, the doctor informed me that she requires a bone marrow transplant. Bone marrow transplant? I'd heard about it in TV shows and movies. I never imagined a family member suffering from it. So I wanted to ask you a favor for Camilla as your sister. Can you help her by becoming a donor? Wow, me? I'm sure it's troubling when someone asks you something like that out of the blue, right? That's why I wanted to talk about it slowly with you over dinner. So now, what do you say? I'd like you to meet with me once again. I'll explain a bit more over dinner. I'm sorry, Liam. I can't have a meal or be a donor. What? What do you mean you can't? Your own sister is suffering from an illness, and you won't help her? That's right. What? I feel sorry for Camilla that she got sick, but I'm not that nice. I'm not interested in the person who betrayed her sister. I don't want to be a donor at all. Well then, tell her to take care of herself. What's the matter, you cold-hearted bitch? I cannot believe you would abandon me when I am ill. I'm your younger sister. Well, you sound much better than I expected. I'm not fine. I've been hospitalized since this month, and I'm fighting the disease every day. And yet you choose to abandon me. Seriously, I can't believe it. The donation is entirely voluntary. I don't see why you are blaming me. You're the worst, Olivia. You're messing with me like this because I took Liam away from you. That was 3 years ago. It doesn't matter now, right? What? Your sister's life is in danger. This is where you should behave like an adult. I don't care what you say. It's impossible. My husband was taken away from me by my own sister, and I had to cut ties with my family. You left me all alone, and now you want me to help you? Aren't you too selfish? You are the one who chose to cut ties with your family. Liam and I told you to get along. Dad also advised us to get along as a stepfamily. It was your choice to refuse and cut ties with us, right? How am I supposed to get along with a traitorous sister and her husband? And instead of blaming you, our parents blamed me. They claimed it was my fault that I have been deceived. I had no choice but to cut ties with family members who were behaving in this manner. No, Dad was right. It's all your fault. And yet you keep playing the victim forever. Excuse me? I didn't take Liam away from you. I saved him. Liam desperately wanted to have a child, but you have been infertile for a long time. So I liberated him from you. Don't keep playing the victim. What exactly do you mean you saved him? What you did was nothing but cheating. Don't justify your insanity. But if you two had stayed married like that, Liam would have been dissatisfied because he couldn't have children. So you don't mind if your partner is unhappy as long as you're happy? Huh? You were around 40 at the time of the divorce. On the other hand, I am still in my 20s. I have plenty of chances to have children. But you have a serious illness right now. That is why I am receiving treatment. I'll be cured as long as I get a bone marrow transplant. I'll get well and have lots of babies. So you have to help me, Olivia. Absolutely not. Liam will be overjoyed if I recover and have children. Even though you and he are divorced, he remains a special person to you, correct? Can't you see it as an opportunity to assist me in getting cured so that he can be happy? Impossible. So forget about me and find another donor as soon as possible. I am, but I can't find a compatible person, so that's why I'm asking you. It is said that blood-related parents and siblings have the highest compatibility percentage. Even so, the likelihood of a match is said to be 1 out of 4. What? I had no idea the percentage rate was so low. My parents and my grandmother were not compatible, so I'm confident you'll be compatible. Probabilistically, I'm sure you can be my donor. I see. That's why you and Liam are working so hard to contact me. But I'm sorry to tell you this, but I can't do it. I'm not interested in giving you a bone marrow transplant. Will you stop being so stubborn? When I'm cured and have a child, she will be your niece, right? Or should I say, because I'm expecting a child with Liam, the baby will practically be yours. It's like I gave birth to her instead of you. What's with that logic? Is your brain disease getting worse? How can you say something so horrible to a sick person? Don't you want to see your loved one's child? No, I'm sure you want to see him. What? You always wanted kids too, right? Even so, you are now divorced, single, and around 40 years old. It's impossible for you to make a child at this point. That's why I say I can make your dream a reality. It's none of your business. I'll make my dream a reality on my own. Don't be so desperate and stubborn. It's absolutely impossible for you to have a baby now. Huh? When I'm well and have a child, I'll let you spend a lot of time with her. So I'd like to hear a nice response from you right now. You don't mind being a donor for your sweet sister, do you? You'll be sorry if you don't gain my favor now. I can't do that. I'm about to give birth. What? I'm tired of answering you, so this is the last time I'll do so. I will never be a donor. What's the name of it? A bone marrow bank? I hope they have a compatible donor for you. Wait a minute. What do you mean you're having a baby soon? Tell me. You are infertile, so it's impossible for you to have a baby. I mean, how can you be pregnant when you're single? I remarried last year. What? Did you get remarried? Then somehow we had a baby very quickly. I'm a little worried about having a baby at my age, but everything is going well so far. I thought I would never be able to have children, but you never know. What? What's going on? You never told me. I didn't know that. What do you mean you got remarried? I don't have to go around telling a family member with whom I cut ties that I remarried. Only a few of my friends know that I remarried. I don't think my relatives know, so it's no surprise you don't either. So you're pregnant. I was supposed to get pregnant as soon as I got better, and yet my divorced sister, who's around 40, is about to have a baby. Well then, good luck with your treatment. I'll do my best to give birth at the end of this month, too.
Olivia, you finally had a child? Was it a boy or a girl?
What? Liam?
At the very least, you should have sent me a picture as soon as you gave birth to him. Your child is practically yours and mine, but you haven't contacted me at all, which is very disappointing.
What do you mean by practically? My husband and I are the parents of the baby. I'm not going to show you pictures of him. Stop saying weird things.
But if you and I reconcile and register as a family, he's ours, right? Am I saying something funny?
Excuse me?
Olivia, you know how much I want a child. I really want to have a child so badly.
Of course I know that. You're a big kid lover, and above all, your parents have always wanted grandchildren. You want at least 3, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's why I remarried Camilla despite knowing it was a bad idea to allow her to take me away from you. I really didn't want to do anything that would hurt you. But in order to have a child, I had no choice but to marry Camilla.
Huh?
And yet, we can't have kids. In fact, Camilla is very sick. These days, I'm afraid of the pressure from my parents. My parents were always opposed to this marriage, and yet we can't have children. They nag me every day, asking me what is it that I really want.
Unfortunately, I don't feel sorry for you at all.
What?
The whole point is that you pushed everyone around you for your own good, but nothing came of it. To me, it's just a self-centered man's confession.
Yeah, well, maybe it is a confession. I regret divorcing you. If I had stayed married to you, then I'd be right next to you and the kid. Why don't you leave your current husband and remarry me, Olivia?
What?
Let's raise the child as our child. I don't care about blood ties or anything. If you risk your life to give birth to him, I'm confident that I can love him.
You've got to be kidding me. Do you really believe I'll accept it joyfully?
Think about it calmly. I'm sure any guy who would marry someone like you at the age of 40 has a low income, right? On the other hand, I work for a large corporation and make a good living. I also have a lot of life insurance on Camilla. You won't have to worry about money if you come back to me.
I seriously don't know what to say. Sorry, but my husband is not only nice, but also very good at his job. He's never made it difficult for me financially. For the sake of our children, he even went to the trouble of building us a garden house in New York City.
A house in New York City? And with a garden? Is your husband rich?
That is why there is no point in getting back together with you. I've decided to create a loving home for us two and our children. So please do your best to assist Camilla. I beg you, Olivia. This is the most important favor I ask you. Please, just perform the donor test for me. According to the results of today's exam, my numbers are even worse. If I don't receive a bone marrow transplant soon, the disease will eventually kill me. It's mental. A disease will never be able to defeat a shameless woman like you. So stay positive and do your best. All problems will be solved if you become a donor. Do you really want your own sister to die from this disease? It's totally okay for me. Live your life without regrets. What? How could you say such a thing to a sick person? Don't you have a heart, sister? Someone close to you is ill. How can you say such a terrible thing? Can you repeat what you just said to your husband? He's been pleading with me to get back together since last week. What? I've been extremely busy since the birth of my child, but he continues to contact me. I think I'm running out of patience. Wait a minute. What do you mean he wants you to get back together with him? Are you saying that Liam wants to remarry you? That's right. He stated that he has a lot of insurance on you and that he will not cause me financial hardship. He keeps asking me to get back together and date him, no matter how much I refuse. Are you kidding me? Liam is putting that much money into my insurance? He's a terrible person, isn't he? His wife is ill, and he is going ahead with the plan. I'm curious if he has a heart. No, that's impossible. As his wife, I'm in such a weakened state. And he's requesting you for reconciliation? And what's with this insurance money? Come to think of it, Liam has been visiting me less frequently lately. He claims to be preoccupied with work, but could it be that he has lost interest in me? Rumor has it that he's attending a matchmaking party. A mutual acquaintance informed me that they had seen him. A matchmaking party? That's not true. You're telling me he's already switched from me to another woman? I can't believe this. I know. But Camilla, you have no right to criticize Liam, right? What? You forced him to change from your sister to you, and now you're furious because he's attempting to swap you? You're in no position to do such a thing. Oh, but it's... Don't you say that the person who is cheated on has a flaw? Before you get angry at Liam, you should think about what's wrong with you. What? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm doing my best to fight the disease. I want to have Liam's child when I get well. So why do you have to be so mean to me? Will you stop playing the victim? Huh? You know that Liam wants a child more than anything else, right? Is it okay if you're happy and the other person is unhappy? The least you can do as a wife is let him go. Why are you acting like this? You're being sarcastic. Oh, I'm glad you caught my sarcasm. Just to make sure, you're not going to get back together with Liam, are you? Of course not. I'm going to live happily with my husband and my beautiful child. I never want to have anything to do with that unfaithful man again. I'm relieved to hear that. If this is the case, I'll make Liam regret abandoning me. He has a lot of life insurance on me, huh? Then, to ensure that he is unable to pay the life insurance costs, I'm going to deplete all of his resources. What? If he thinks I'll just live a quiet life fighting my illness, he's mistaken. I'm not going to give Liam a happy ending. There is something I want to do before I die. With that, Camilla used the disease to her advantage and did whatever she pleased. She would leave the hospital and go to a nightclub to party. She also made an unexpected donation of several $1,000s to welfare organizations. Her adrenaline is pumping, and she's living it up to take advantage of all of Liam's assets. Even the doctors are afraid of her, saying that even though she is sick, she does not appear to be sick. Even though Liam tries to stop Camilla, he is too concerned about what others might think. So he just watches his balance fall. In the end, he is so trapped that he cannot even pay the life insurance costs. As a result, he approaches each parent, pleading with them to lend him money to cover their living expenses. By the way, I am blessed with a kind husband and a lovely child, and I am happy every day. I want to raise my child to be a child who can truly say thank you.